Welcome to Discussion Derby. I'm your host, Josh Pierce, and with me is my assistant.
Hey, Josh Green.
I thought you were going to fight me on that and be like, no, I'm at least your co-host.
We haven't got there yet.
Okay, cool. All right, so I do have these slogans.
Okay.
You know how you introduce the podcast and you're like, this is our podcast.
Yep.
You know, where magic happens.
Yeah.
Except that wouldn't be a real one because that's terrible.
Right.
So this would be, welcome to Discussion Derby, where everything that can happen won't happen, and everything that can't happen will happen. Huh? That's a good one, right?
Sounds confusing, but we'll go with it.
It is confusing, but that's part of it. It's to make you think.
Does anybody think when they're listening to us blabber?
No.
They shouldn't be. But.
Well, they're listening to it and they're like, wow, this sounds like something's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're expecting something to happen, you're at the wrong place.
Or you're more like, it's just to jumpstart your intellectual gears. Right.
Or just mentally frustrate you.
Yeah. And then here's the second slogan. I have three. I should have mentioned that in the beginning.
All right.
The premier Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
Terrible. I hate it.
Okay. I just threw that one in there.
Yeah.
So welcome to Discussion Derby, where instead of cars crashing into each other, it's topical subjects powered by intellectual curiosity.
I mean, that sounds really cool. Just
yeah.
Not for this one.
All right. So we've agreed it's going to be the first one.
No, yeah. Well, we'll use it for this round.
Okay.
Do you want to give it to them again, just so they know where they're at?
Yeah, we'll do it from the top.
Then we can thank our sponsors.
Welcome to Discussion Derby, where everything that can happen won't happen, and everything that can't happen will happen. I'm your host, Josh Pierce, and with me today is my assistant,
lead director, Josh Green.
Lead director.
Yeah, we're just going to go with that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And who are we? Who's our sponsor?
Oh yeah, we want to thank our sponsors, Soap on a Rope and Tropical Fish Food today.
Tropical fish food?
Yeah, Tropical Fish Food.
Do we get any free? Have you ever tried fish food before?
Well, they're not actually paying us. They just sent us a 4-ounce container of fish food.
Fish food is actually pretty tasty.
It's really pretty. It's colorful too. So
it's kind of like salty, but in flakes, so it's pretty nice.
Yeah. And if you've never done this before, next time you send off a birthday card, like an old school one where you handwrite it.
Yeah.
Fill it with fish food flakes.
Yeah.
It serves a purpose as confetti.
Oh,
and they can feed
edible
fish or some other critter that's on their ground.
Yeah, even if you don't have a fish, just go out there and get it for a snack. I'm pretty sure there's almost no calories because it's just seasoning.
Exactly. That's all it is, yeah. I mean, you can,
If it's good enough for fish, it's good enough for you.
That's right.
Tropical fish food.
Tastes great on spaghettis.
SpaghettiOs. Oh, yeah.
That's
a good idea.
Wow.
That's a good,
Wow.
All right. Yeah. So let's see. Our first topic. So this one is a little different. We're going to do two topics, and then we're going to reach into our viewer mailbag.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was also thinking, oh no, I won't get into that. Our first topic.
Won't get into the fact that you were thinking, or just...
Well, I was gonna think, instead of a fanfare, maybe a jackpot noise, right?
Ooh.
Like when you do the and it does a little thing in the cherries.
Is that going to be like right now?
It would be once we find out the thingy.
Okay.
The topic.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, ooh, this is the topic.
Too,
yeah, I don't know. I want to try out different things. We're all about experimentation.
I'm going to stick with the gong. I really like the gong. I just think we should do it a lot sooner in the podcast.
No, I think the gong is perfectly placed. Maybe it's a little too much.
I'm not sure anybody even hears it at the end.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
You're doing the editing.
Ooh, we've got a good one.
Okay.
It is, I'm going to say this probably wrong, Bijapur Fort. It is a fort located in Bijapur City in Bijapur district of the Indian state of Karnataka. So
what kind of fort are we talking about?
Karnataka.
Is this like a blanket fort?
It has a
tree fort?
plethora of historical monuments of architectural importance built during the rule of the Adil Shahi dynasty. So it is forts.
But we don't know what kind of fort. Like there's tree forts.
It can all be any kind of forts.
Oh, any kind of fort.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have never had a fort that you would ever want to put anything of any value into, even though to me, the things I kept in my fort were valuable.
Really? What do you mean? What did you keep in your fort?
I had.
Adult magazines, you're saying?
No, I didn't have it. No. I had, what did I have?
Sudoku puzzles?
I had some tools.
Action figures, He-Man.
That I had probably stolen from my dad's tool supply, which I was always getting yelled at because they were rusting.
But what would you use the tools for?
Pretending to build the fort that I had.
It wasn't a tree house though, it was like on the ground?
No, I never owned a tree that was big enough for me to go in, so it was just,
Did he make the fort for you though?
No, I built the fort. Well, I'll stand corrected on that. I've had several forts. The one I'm thinking of right now, I built out of tarp between a tool shed and a fence. I thought it was really cool, but there's black widows and stuff in it.
Yeah.
They were my pets.
So I think if we're talking like what's better, treehouse or fort, obviously treehouse is better in every single way.
Oh,
better defensive position, better offensive position because you can see more.
Yeah, so I did have a fort. It wasn't in a tree. It was actually built on some really tall 4x4 posts. And it was basically a tree fort without the tree. It was just way up. It was pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. The only problem is if you fell out of it, sucked. But I mean that happens with
it's only 4
any
feet
elevated tree fort. Well, 4 feet when you're
that's still 4 feet. High. Yeah.
So
that's basically like Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, I mean the 4x4s were a little higher than 4 feet, but that's okay.
I never had a fort. I did have a chicken coop.
Oh.
There was no chickens. It was in an old house. The house wasn't old. It was in a previous house that I was in, and the previous owners had chickens. And then they slaughtered them all before we moved in. We had to clean up all the bodies and wash out the blood.
Really?
And then after they never had them. And then after that, we were able to just put in futons and stuff, and it was sort of like a hangout area, but it'd get super hot in there because the roof was just kind of like really bad. Like
how big of a
plastic.
chicken coop was this? You could put futons in it.
It was big.
Wow.
Why didn't you get any more
chickens?
Why didn't I get chickens?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like chickens. No, I do like chickens. I just didn't want to do all of that. And I had a tile ground. Like a Formica is what I mean. Formica. You know the fake tile?
Yeah. I mean that makes sense to me. I've actually built a chicken coop and I put some sort of a laminate flooring in it.
Laminate.
To clean out. But
yeah.
Well, you should have got some chickens.
So the Alamo, that was a fort, right? Was it?
I don't remember.
It was some sort of encampment. No, not an encampment.
That was a joke.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Remember the Alamo? Never mind.
Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah, that makes sense now. Yeah, I don't remember.
So moving on. What other fort stories? I used to have some creepy forts that were like in the middle of nowhere. Like if people didn't know better, they probably think I was growing some sort of
weed forts
or something.
I think that's probably the best usage of a fort is things that are not strictly legal, right?
Yeah, they've come a long way.
I think if you're an adult though and you're telling people like, "Oh, I've got this fort," people would think it's like a child fort. But if you're like, "No, really, it's like an Alamo fort," people would be like, "What? Holy shit! I want to see this fort." It'd be a great place for like a rave, right? It's not like an alley. It's not like a hovel. It's not like an abandoned place exactly, because you can never abandon a fort.
I think a lot of forts were abandoned in history.
If you're in its original purpose, as a wartime thing, if you abandon it, you're an idiot. It's like a castle.
Yeah.
But now they're all abandoned, unless it's a museum or something, and then you have people working there.
Yeah.
But it just changes ownership, is what I'm saying, like a castle.
Yeah, people move through it throughout time.
I guess
different.
that's similar to any kind of house. But yeah.
It's true. Yeah, I wonder who. I mean, where did forts start? Like, what was the first fort ever done? I'm curious.
Probably just a large house.
Or was it some kid just?
It was a communal house, right?
I think it was a beaver.
A beaver. And then we took it from beavers?
No, we just saw
appropriated?
how they were building these.
No, beavers had
Shelters.
Yeah, beavers had dams and they also had forts, probably. Anything made out of wood.
Well, their dam is kind of like a fort, surrounded by wood, and
Yeah.
inside they're protected.
That would
I
make
think
sense.
they're the original fort builders.
Because you had those weirdos out in the woods, who just watched beavers the whole time, and they're like, "Wow, I like where this is going. I like this beaver."
I want to club this thing and steal its pelt.
Yeah.
And I can't do that because it's in this fortified nest. And then we got
Yeah.
fort.
And then he comes back and he's telling this wild story about this giant monster he killed with a paddle tail who was in
And then he holds up
impenetrable fort.
his 2 foot by 1 foot trophy
Yeah.
of this massive monster.
And then it just spirals from there, and you've got a fort.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between a commune and a fort?
With the commune, I think
Is
you
a
have a
fort
whole lot of
specifically
psycho.
wartime?
There's a whole lot of crazy people within a commune, typically.
So it's what its purpose is. If its purpose is for a cult and a cult leader
Yeah.
or hippies,
I'm going to go with that.
It's
I
a
don't
commune.
know if that's accurate or not, but that's what I'm going to go with. Yeah, it's a hippie commune where people can come together. Hippie or crazy commune. I don't know. I don't want to badmouth hippies. I actually like hippies.
yeah, they're good.
It's the
They're good
crazy people that drink Kool-Aid when there's a comet flying over, or some sort of religious belief, and they decide that they all need to kill each other.
For
That's
any
when
hippies watching this show, we condone all of your actions.
most of your actions, not all of them. You and your Priuses.
Have we exhausted forts?
Send in your hate mail about the
Yeah,
Prius.
if you have a Prius, and send your email to info@aol.com.
Yes.
Send all of your ire there.
The truth of the Prius is you can just laugh at us because we're not the ones that are getting 60 miles per gallon driving 35 miles an hour down the highway. So, yeah, it's the joke's on us. We'll go ahead and take it.
It is. Next.
Yeah, let's move off from forts.
All right. Our next topic. Ooh.
Actually, I'm going to go back to forts really quick.
Okay.
So speaking of like equality, why are forts typically just for guys? Like you always see like the picture of the old school fort with what? There's a sign out that says what?
No girls allowed.
No girls allowed.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I think it's because it's the father who creates the fort for the son. Maybe it's to keep the son away from bothering the girl all the time because the girl is usually the homemaker.
Maybe
The girl isn't the frontierswoman woman going out and like shooting beavers to steal their forts.
Maybe this is the problem with society today. It
Yeah.
all started with forts. You see,
did.
it started back with the beaver. So really we can blame the beaver and his
Yeah.
beaver dam for all of the problems that we have.
We need to
today in society.
exterminate every beaver. If you see a beaver, he may be cute with buck teeth and a tail.
You need to club that thing.
Yeah, just stomp the life out of it. Rip the head off
Yep.
and possibly eat it to gain its powers.
But grab its pelt to prove that you've killed this.
Although
thing.
if you eat it to
This
gain its
hideous
powers,
beast.
you'll learn how to create forts. So then
Yeah,
we'd have to hunt them down and club those people.
I mean,
The ones
possibly.
with beaver knowledge.
So is it forts or is it beavers? I think it was. I mean, it's like which came first, chicken or the egg? We don't know. But
Yeah, no.
yeah. So anyway, okay, moving on. Sorry.
We also
I
stole
had to-
dams from beavers. Beavers are...
Yeah, I don't have any problem with dams, other than kind of steals water from people downstream a little bit. But
But then that's a good thing then.
is it?
Yeah. So we stole... It depends on how it's used. We've interpreted the beaver's teachings improperly. The dams we appropriated correctly, but then the forts we used for selfish means. We perverted its message.
Fair enough.
So for all those beavers out there, I apologize on behalf of humanity. We done you wrong.
But now we're coming to kill you.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's too late. We do have to erase our past mistakes.
You've ruined society.
We will commit genocide against all beavers. If you want in on this, we're going to create a newsletter and point out where all of the beaver dams are, beaver hovels, and we're going to wipe them off the face of the earth.
We're going to need an app.
Yeah.
Let's build the app.
To get on our newsletter, email us at info@aol.com.
That's info at
AmericaOnline.com.
com.
Our next topic.
All right.
It is investigative journalism.
It's fake news.
Should we try another random one?
No, I like it. Let's do
Investigative journalism. Okay.
I think that's great.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
I mean, very much like all these topics that we discuss right now, we spend how many hours investigating these topics? So we know like, we are subject matter experts.
Yeah.
Before we ever put this microphone on and begin recording.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously to the viewers, they just think we're incredibly smart and we figure this stuff out as we go.
Exactly.
But absolutely not the case. Like we spend great
millions
deals
of hours
time, like researching for you, so you get only the facts.
We're recording this right now at, I don't know, probably 7 a.m.
7 a.m. after,
And I was up until 4 a.m.
Every night.
Yeah, just tonight, looking up things, everything.
Yeah.
On the dark web, on conspiracy websites.
Yep, we leave no stone unturned.
Yeah,
very thorough.
lots of message boards.
You're welcome, and be sure to tell your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, journalism.
Investigative journalism. I like the new trend of finding everyone's secret Twitters. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember them.
Twitter. Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, that's me, like truly me, under my secret Twitter name.
Yeah, yeah.
If I can't be a keyboard warrior like the rest of them, then I'm doing this country, this world, an injustice.
You do have to have a vigilante mentality.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
Batman, if he had a Twitter, it would not be under Batman.
No.
If Bruce Wayne had a Twitter,
right.
It would be Batman.
Maybe. Or maybe he'd get really creative.
Actually, what I'm trying to say is if Bruce Wayne existed now and he was poor, he would have a Twitter handle and he would do everything through that.
And he'd have a Patreon account asking people to donate money.
Yeah.
He'd
That's the better way of doing it. And he would just...
Speaking of which, donate money to our Patreon account. We're starving. Thank you.
We are. We aren't getting a whole lot of money from those sponsorships.
Right. Link below.
I think James Comey had a secret Twitter that was like Bruno Danger or something like that. I could be wrong. James Comey had a good one. And then that other guy, Mitt Romney, had a good one. Carlos Danger or something. That was a great one.
I don't follow.
What about more investigative journalism?
See, well, here's the thing with Twitter, and then we'll move on. But when I use my secret Twitter handle, I don't care what other people think or say. It's only my opinion.
Wow.
So I don't bother reading what anyone else is saying unless I hear somebody talking about what somebody else said, and then I will go to their Twitter to disagree with them.
So you just put it out there and you're like, take it or leave it. This is me. This is my heart.
I mean, I felt like I've done the investigating. I've heard what somebody else said. I've heard someone else's opinion, and I either agreed or disagreed with that opinion. So then I, leave a comment based off of that.
Yeah.
I don't need to spend hours and hours and hours looking into what that person's saying to see if it's factual or not.
Yeah, there's no point in doing that.
No, absolutely
that doesn't
not.
help anyone.
No.
So what do you think of, like, in the old days, in the 70s, probably even the 80s, you'd have those guys who would go after, like, Nixon or whatever, like not a few good men. What was it called? All the President's Men? Remember that one?
Sure. Yep.
Yep. And those were the good days, when they were on the beat.
Yeah.
Right? And they were investigating powers, and bringing truth to power. And now it's nothing like that at all.
No, now
the
it's
real journalists don't get paid anything.
the best writer who can come up with the catchiest subject line
Yeah.
wins.
There's the clickbait,
Yep.
and then there's I don't even know. There's none like that. You might get like an investigative thing that's interesting, like maybe a couple times a year.
I mean, I think this is why Trump gets so frustrated, because he knows. Well, I'm not going to get too into politics here, but he knows that the stories that are being written about him could be so much better, but the journalists just aren't putting the time or effort in to really figure out what they
Really
need to
punch
figure
him up.
out.
Yeah.
And so I think he gets a little annoyed with it. Is like, wow, guys, you would actually be impressed if you actually spent more than 5 minutes.
Yeah. They're all on the same
reading
team is the problem.
My Twitter
Yeah.
account. So,
The media doesn't really have any kind of like, what is it? The oomph, the gumption
yeah, and
to
I
really
think
go after.
it's such a race now, because everybody's trying to get the dirt faster. Whoever gets it first wins. And so people just have learned, if they just make stuff up,
It's
based
easier.
off of where their information lives, they have a massive audience, just like ours, that will believe whatever they're told.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's all about the audience.
I do miss the old days when it was people who went to Harvard.
It's way better.
Well, actually, that's not true. I don't really care where they went to Harvard.
I mean, just look at the flashes on their camera. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know.
And then
so much
the
better.
light bulb would fall down to the ground, and then it would splinter.
Yep. And then
and
they'd have
people
to
would
throw
trip
another
on
one
it.
in really quick.
Yeah.
Weren't taking pictures from space.
Yeah.
Like it's just so much better.
Taking
Yeah,
creep
you had to-
shots through people's windows of like.
I mean, that was happening.
the starlet making out with somebody else,
Yep.
selling it for money.
Now they're just lazy. They throw their drone out the window,
Yeah.
fly it over, a few miles to wherever they need it to be, and hover it there till they get
Actually,
shot
I
down.
think tabloids may be the only thing that has not changed 1 inch, because I think their audience is everyone, right?
Yeah.
Their audience in the past, in the 30s, has been everyone, and their audience now is everyone.
Yep.
So if anything, it's just kind of gotten better.
Well, it's
They
kind
get
of
the news faster,
it's a captive audience, because you read while you're in line at the grocery store,
Yeah.
so you can't get away from it. It's like the Inquirer, which is always based off of facts.
Yeah.
Like you see it right there.
100%,
It's
yeah.
right. I mean, you can't.
They have
look
the
away.
pictures of Bat Boy right there.
Right.
Oh, that's Weekly World News.
That kid never grows up. Like
No.
he's 100-some years old now and still exactly the same. Chupacabra.
Yeah, they need to bring those back though.
Bigfoot.
Weekly World News died off.
Oh, it's
Who's-
did it really die? I mean, they need to come back with an article about
They
how they were abducted by aliens, which is probably what happened,
Yeah,
and now they're back.
yeah.
So-
It was just so good, because who else is going to give us the news we crave?
Well, it's not even about craving it. We just want accurate, true
Yeah, stories.
information,
Yeah.
and we're not getting that today. So we need these companies to be on top of it and be on the ball.
Yeah.
Because as you know, we spend hours and hours and hours investigating these topics, and
So that's our challenge to MSNBC and ABC. Go back 5 years, pick up a copy of National Enquirer,
And do
Weekly
your
World
job.
News.
yeah,
Yeah,
do your
and
job.
get your shit straight.
100%. Yeah,
Now, is it time for viewer mailbag?
I think we need to do it. Yeah.
All right.
Last week was interesting. That was.
Last week we did an unofficial viewer mailbag, and they were all terrible. So,
I wasn't going to say it, but
Yeah, they were
Josh
garbage.
let you know.
let's see. Oh, you want to do the honors?
Oh, sure.
That is the Derby being shook.
Oh, we got a lot. We got a lot this week.
Yeah.
Thanks,
there's a lot.
everyone.
Yeah.
Holy smokes!
All over the place, in every country, every district, every province.
Really? Wow. I mean, I knew our viewer base went up, but our listener base. Oh, I got two. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Putting this one back. All right. Micro Machines.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. Wow, that goes way back.
Yeah, Micro Machines.
Guaranteed, if you go look through any couch that's been around since the
80s,
80s,
probably.
there's micro machines in it.
Yeah.
For sure.
That was a great idea, and it's sad that there's no micro machines anymore.
I always lost mine. Always lost them. Like I had them for a couple days and then gone. Probably in the couch.
A friend of mine a long time ago, when I was like, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 or so, had micro machines, literally all of them, and had them set up around his entire house. Just the cities and little machines, and it was like a dream,
Wow.
right? To have all of these little machines. I don't remember ever getting one.
You never had a micro machine?
Mm-mm.
Wow. I mean, they were expensive. I remember that, but I think
Well, why'd they go away? Was it because Hot Wheels?
I mean, Hot Wheels has been around forever. They were around before micro machines.
Well, the micro machines was the upstart.
I don't think they actually went away. I think people just lost them.
They just lost the
Yeah,
entire...
they just disappeared.
It's like gas. There's only a certain amount, gasoline.
Exactly. Yeah.
What is it, fossil fuels?
Yeah. Or like helium in a balloon. Like it's there one day and the next day your balloon's still inflated, but it's sitting on the ground.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I think because they were so small, and man, those things were fun. I used to have little cars and trucks and planes and boats and you name it.
Yeah.
All gone.
Everyone likes the mini stuff. Kids love it.
Everybody likes mini everything
Is
for
it
the most
like
part.
something Max? Something? It was like the boys' alternative, the Polly Pocket. I don't want to say Mad Max. It wasn't Mad Max. Mighty Max.
Mighty Max.
They were like little compacts that you open up, and it was like a little snake, and you put them through a little thing.
Yeah, I never had one of those.
Those I did. I love those.
Yeah, okay, so
very
since we're on
collectible.
the subject of toys from the 80s or 90s, I don't know. I don't remember. It must have been
I think that one was 90s for me.
early, it had to have been early 90s. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Micro Machines was early 90s.
Slime was really big when I was a kid.
Yep.
GAC specifically.
Yep.
Paid tons of money for this container of some sort of chemical that probably is going to kill me later. But it went away for a long time. Didn't hear anything about slime. And now it's back with a vengeance.
Oh, wow.
Like big time. Everybody's into slime. And I don't understand it.
GAC was amazing. It would fart.
Yeah, I had the whole
You drop
factory.
it once and it's completely gone forever because it picks up everything from the carpet and it'll never come out.
Should have been sold as a cleaning agent.
Yeah, I did like the little alternatives to GAC. Like there was like Scone or something like that.
Oh, yeah, the little foam ball
Yeah,
stuff.
that was very interesting.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was
there could have been a
interesting.
lot more done in that avenue, like a little sampler.
Yeah. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you had the
You had Silly Putty?
Nick at Night or whatever, where they would dump
Oh, yes.
just buckets of GAC
Yeah.
on people.
Yeah. They had that too and this was like a Ghostbusters, like the fire station. And they had a little thing on the top and you would pour this was actual slime, not GAC. And they had slime in almost anything, like in the late 80s. And then it would cover your Ghostbuster who's standing there. And it was like this thick, like mucusy slime. And it was like one go. You can't like bottle that back up and stick it back in. It was the worst thing.
So brilliant. It's so brilliant because
yeah.
if you loved that toy, now you got to go buy another one.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, if you think about
$100.
it, if a real world situation here, if a bunch of ghosts or whatever just slime the crap out of your building,
Yeah,
like you're done. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna die.
yeah.
So I mean,
I
I never had that
It was not fun. It must have been fun because
because you bought one.
Yeah,
Did
and
you
I
buy one
used
or more
it.
than one?
I don't remember. I must have gotten more than one too.
So there you go.
Not more than one of those fire department places, the Ghostbusters HQ, whatever it's called, but definitely a lot of slime.
Yeah, I remember slime was everywhere. You could get it in every single color. And then I had the GAC factory where you'd like slap it onto this pump thing and then pump it up, make a big ball, and
Yeah.
explode everywhere. And, yeah,
Glorious.
it was.
Things
good.
need to get messier. I think they've
Good times.
started like with the bath bombs, kind of like.
People don't even let their kids go outside anymore.
Well, they've started moving towards more like, hey, what if you're messy in a good way, right?
True. Yeah, that's.
And so maybe we
actually
just
very-
need to be
very
like,
true.
there is a type of slime that you can throw in the bath, though.
A slime.
Yeah, yeah.
For what?
I saw it on like a made for TV. Wait, no, that's not right. What is it? The
As
commercials
seen on TV?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. And
Sl-
it's really
is it for soap?
disgusting.
Is it soap or is it the clean with?
No, not really. It's just like a once like a, hey, I'm just going to party this time.
I'm going
And
to
you
just get in
throw
the
it there.
bathtub with a bunch of slime.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah.
what I think of when I think of a bath. Like,
It's almost like a Jello.
not relaxing, but sloshing around in a bunch of slime.
Yeah, it's not like a Jello in terms of the thing, but it's more like you just put the powder in, and then it solidifies.
And then it turns your tub into a big old tub of
and
KY jelly.
It's vile.
Ugh, that's
I mean, you
terrible.
have to take another shower to wash it off. So it's very odd.
Is it at least geared towards kids, or is
yes,
it?
yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
okay.
And of course,
I'm
it's
envisioning,
slippery,
like,
so you're
adults getting
falling
in there.
all over when you try and get out. Cracking your head open on the tile.
Wow, that sounds really genius.
Yeah, it is. It's like what if that action figure that you dumped the slime on was you instead?
Who made this slime? Mattel?
Probably
So
China.
you go in there with your toys, destroys your toys.
Yeah.
You got to go buy more
Yeah,
toys.
that's a good idea. Destroy yourself.
Lego should make it.
Yeah.
Those guys, oh man, I have pounds and pounds and pounds of Legos, like 55-gallon containers of them.
Yeah.
They're so expensive that you can't.
You'll
never get your money back.
Incredibly expensive.
It's the worst investment of all time, unless you're going to keep it in the box and never open it and touch it.
And then you should have the slime discolor the Legos.
I should, and then
And
I should
it
just
comes with
mail
everything.
it back to Lego.
Yeah. All the Legos come with a free slime sample. Just destroy it all.
Don't give them any ideas.
Yeah.
Lego, if you're listening, don't do this. I won't buy it. I will not buy it. I loved Nerf. I think that was my favorite. Never lost an eye. Although I did have a gun. I don't know. It would shoot these little rubber pellets, and I shot my sister in the eye one time, and it stuck in her eye.
Oh my God.
That was terrible. So
Yeah.
toys are safer now, I think.
Yeah, that is horrifying.
Although the Nerf guns shoot harder and farther than they ever have before. So I don't know.
So this is the end. If you like this, give it a thumbs up.
And if you don't like it, give it a thumbs up anyway.
Yeah,
and
give it a thumbs
never
up.
come
There's
back.
only going to be a thumbs up wherever you find this. If there is no thumbs up, then just send us an email at info@aol.com and say thumbs up in all caps. All right. Have a great day, everyone.
Okay, bye.